I'm Franz, I'm the program director here at Music Links. Excited to be bringing you guys this activity, Flipping the Samples, today. We got a couple of our wonderful producers working here. We got my man Hef Major right here.
Big H, big M.
Threatening everybody with all the smoke from the moment that he found out that this was happening. We got Poku over here.
PXKU, you're notified. You dripping.
Ready to do his thing. And then, of course, we have Abs over here.
Yes, my name's Abscon. I'm one of the program facilitators for Music Links, and gotta teach my co-highs, a little bit of senpai magic, man.
First victim.
There's been a lot of trash getting talked back and forth. At first, this was not supposed to be a competition. This was just supposed to start out as like a friendly little activity that we would do. But literally as soon as I introduced to them, they just started talking smack to each other like immediately.
Who's that? That sounds like chemist.
Hey, yo, Brose.
Oh, I was wrong.
Hey. So, a new challenger has entered the arena.
Now I can get busy.
He was supposed to be here before, but he's lucky that we decided to wait until 7 to start, even though he made it here a little bit after 7.
Franz is hosting?
You're on time enough. You're on time enough.
I was really worried for a second.
So this chemist, this our final producer for the program who's here today. Say what up to the people.
It feels like you're real close.
Yeah.
What's up, now?
Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Right? For today's activity. So we're going to be having a little bit of fun today with something that we planned out for you. I already kind of described for you what the activity is, but basically what we want to do is give you guys the opportunity to flex a little bit as producers. So we are doing a sample flipping activity today. We've got some samples picked out for you. These are royalty free. They were shared with the intention of other people using them. So I'm going to preview it for you in a second. You guys are actually going to be getting a small sample pack, but all of this stuff is basically the same. So you'll see when you go through it, there's 20 samples in it, but each of the samples is being played with the same instrument, and a lot of it's in the same key. So it's all going to be the same sound, but you guys can choose which rhythm you want to use and how you want to use it. Okay? So what's going to happen? I'm going to distribute the sample to you guys.
We here?
It's here on this drive. All right? Once you get the copy of it, you guys are going to have an hour and a half to put together a song that is between 2 minutes and 4 minutes. We don't want it to be longer than that, all right? The 3 of you guys are going to be doing this today, our wonderful producer participants here in the Music Links program. We want to see what you guys got. As you guys know, Freddie, our director, said that there's going to be a prize for whoever wins it, so it's not just pride on the line. Also, Solly is going to be judging Solitaire, so we'll have him at the very end of the night take a look over it. He's going to be determining who's the winner of this. So there is a selection of 20 samples in here. They are all labeled. They all sound very similar. They're all loops like that. It's the same instrument, so you guys can choose what you're going to do with it, which sample that you want to take. But it's a clearly identifiable instrument. There's also some parts that are a little bit better for like doing a fill or something like that. Material like this, right? So it's all labeled. You guys can use all of this wherever you want in the project, and it's all going to be like recognizable as being a similar thing.
Yeah, I just want to get cracking. Like, I'm glad that I have this. That helps a lot.
Yeah, you got this.
It's a very strategic move on my part. People, if I didn't choose it, people probably still wouldn't choose it.
Well, you basically called the spot last night anyway, so I was alright with that.
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
I want to see how I'm going to do with this low end. There's a lot of low end in here, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to see pretty much, how this works, and I don't know. I gotta get creative. I wanna see which one's the catchiest. It's a couple of the same tones, but which one has the best rhythm, which one has the best feel, and then from there kind of build on that one. I'm trying to see if I can incorporate a couple together, or just we'll see.
How do you feel about the sample? Like, how do you feel right now about how you're gonna approach this? What do you think you're gonna do?
So in the first few,
Yeah.
I'm just feeling I'm only listened to 4 of the samples so far.
Okay.
It's a lot of bass in them, so I might change them to make them into more melodic.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see where I go from there.
All right, cool. We just want to kind of get your thoughts on the sample so far and like how you think you might approach it, or if you've had the chance, like now that you've had the chance to listen to it, just kind of how are you feeling about where you're at right now?
It's a little bit of a hard question to answer, to be honest with you, because the way I approach things is very unorthodox. I haven't really kind of figured out exactly truthfully, I've been trying to figure out my headphone situation because I've been trying to get my in-ears that come with the full dynamic range of everything. But once I have everything open, I'm gonna listen through everything. Usually, I don't know. I usually like to like kind of chop up samples. So like, I'll take like a certain nice sounding chord or like a nice sounding like note of a chord or like note, whatever the case, and then kind of just play around with that. I'm gonna try to see if I can do the extra challenge to myself to, you know, make a kick, a snare, hi-hats, and, you know, more of the percussive elements from the actual sample itself.
Sick. Yeah, it'd be amazing if you can do that.
Yeah.
But like, no pressure to do that. Let the creativity take you where it will.
Of course.
But we're
of
just
course.
interested to see what you come up with.
So, I chose the first sample I heard because I guess they're all crazy, but I stretched it, and when you stretch it, it pitches itself down. So I just pitched it back to its original pitch, and then because the notes were longer, I was able to like structure chords out of it, and the melody kind of made its own progression within the chords. And then from there, I just got it rocking. Like I just added drums and the 808. I'm gonna add a part B because I still have 50 minutes left. So it's pretty much done. I'm just mixing it, and then I'm gonna add a part B. Go crazy.
I don't know what you could hear, but like, I found some ambient songs. Like, yeah, I like my percussion to be kind of specific, but it's gonna sit under everything. So I'm just really paying attention here, but got some combos, got some rolls out there. But I like doing kind of instrumentation after, because I feel like I want to change the pitch halfway through, which I kind of just did right now. It's easy, you know what I mean?
It's a lot going on right now, but so basically, I cut it up into different sections, about 16 bars each section. Then like within each of the different patterns, I cut it up into 8 bars. So every 8 bars, it'll be a different switch up. I use a sample by so I use it like a metronome for each of the sections to show how the timing is different in each of them. Yeah, basically it.
Alright. I'm having a hard time with this one, I can't front.
Yeah, using the samples as a sample based, or how do I explain this? Using the samples as something to kind of build off of is not really, at least with these, is not really my cup of tea, just because I'm not used to them. So I've kind of just, you know, I don't know, it's proven to be a little bit tougher. I screwed up and didn't bring my own headphones, so you know, I'm working with lowest of the low, but I don't mind. That's my update so far, so we'll see how it goes by the end of this.
All right, man, you already know what it is. Your boy Don Federico. I'm here with Music Lanes. I got the team with me.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
All right, today we've got our judge for our beat battle. Is that what you call
Yeah,
this?
beat battle, sample flipping competition. It wasn't supposed to be a battle, but they all started talking smack to each other, so it is what it is. That's what it became.
So we got one of Toronto's legendary producers in the building today, Solitaire. So Solly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
You know, legendary producer, artist,
That's
owner,
right.
operator for Sound Media Studios, radio show host, Renaissance man.
That's right.
Every Saturday on Vibe 105 from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. got a show called Hashtag. Yeah, I do a lot of things, man. I let the work speak for itself, so
So check him out.
yeah.
Legendary producer, that's all I'm gonna say. So right now we have one of our producers.
Yes, sir. Poku. PSK.
Poku, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Okay.
There's elements of it that I like. I like the spaciousness of it. Because I'm a melody guy, the melody doesn't really. It clashes a little bit, some of the chord selections, so you lose I lost the sample. I didn't hear the manipulation of the sample. I love the drum programming. I love the different arrangements. That's kind of a big thing right now where you have like different completely switched up sections. So I think overall, as a producer, I think there's something that could be done with it. But you know, as for me, that's big on melody. It's kind of hard to create a melody out of that. But overall, it slaps, and that's you know, the drums are one of the most important elements of these kind of beats. So, good job overall, though.
All right, cool. All right, thank you very much, Poku. Appreciate you sharing that.
Saxophone sample? That's mine.
Yeah, it's almost unrecognizable,
Right? Yeah. Turn a saxophone into a bunch of strings, bro.
All right, so tell us how you approach that, because obviously that saxophone sounded very different from the original sample material that we provided. So what was your approach there?
I just stretched the original sample, so this was the original. So it's just a long tone, so I figured I could get like chords out of it, because it's just a tone, you know?
Yeah.
But then I flipped it in the reverse, and at the end of it, it kind of has a little melody. So when I flipped that backwards, it kind of just sequenced its own melody within the chord progression.
Nice.
And then from there it was just Drum City, 808 City,
Yeah.
you know.
This guy said city.
I had the first A part done in like 45 minutes, so I put chords and kind of gave it another direction, and that was the intro. And then
Dope.
All right, cool.
Dope.
Yeah, I like this. I like it's a mood on its own. As a beat maker, like when you're making beats, when it's a beat that can kind of just be like on an instrumental album, that moves me. I like the melody. I like the reverse flip, and the way that it kind of sounds like there's a little vocal sample almost the way that it flips. The piano adds a nice mood to it. My only critique would be the mix. It's a little high in the upper ranges up
sharp,
there.
yeah.
But would you do it in the headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I really like that one. That was
All
dope.
right.
I like the way you flip that.
Good work.
This is a legendary piece of equipment right here. A lot of records were made on this. A lot of Shaka records, Cardi records, my records. Easy to slip. I made it easy to slip on this machine. Back in the day when you only had 100 megabytes to work with. 100 megabytes. You know what that is? SCSI drive. You know about SCSI drive. Come on.
CSI.
Stop this. This is crazy. This shit has been around the world too. Wow. Alright, well,
That's mod.
enough reminiscing. I might have to fire this up.
Jeez.
All right. Maybe turn the main out down. I can tell it's gonna get loud. now, because it's not immediately obvious to me. So can you just talk to us a bit about how you use the sample and where in that?
Pretty much all melodies, chord progressions, if there is any, just sounds in general, and like in terms of melodies, was me taking one of the samples here, like for example this one right here. That's the actual kind of like the wub low end bass, and then I just kind of made it crossfade into itself, so it loops itself.
Yep.
And then I used it as a synth in itself.
And then just played it as a note.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I did that with the 808 as well.
So the 808 that you used is also the sample.
Is
just
actually the
down
sample
pitched.
as well,
All right.
yeah.
Sick.
I like that it's kind of off the beaten path. I like that you took it in a different direction.
Thank you.
The timing is it's a very delicate thing when because the timing was kind of loose, and when it first dropped, I wasn't sure where the beat was. When everything is together, it came together nicely. But I mean, I'm a big fan of that kind of like that lag, that offbeat kind of style. Like Jay Dilla really was the master of that, I find.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a very fine line, and I think that it was, especially at the beginning, it was a little bit, tedious. But overall, I like the vibe of the beat.
Appreciate it.
It's dark. It kind of has like, it reminds me of something that maybe like FK Twigs would might be do something
Touche.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With their spacious
Dope.
vocals.
I
100%.
like the creative outside the box thinking. The sample, I agree, wasn't very present, but I mean, there's, in relation to this competition, it's a factor. But overall, I think it's cool the way that you manipulated the sounds, because that's really you create your signature sound, is when you can create a sound that nobody else can just download in a sound pack. Right?
Touche. Yeah, 100%.
So that's dope.
Respect, man.
I like the approach.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. Hi, Hef, brother, you up?
All right.
I didn't even get a chance to.
Make sure the volumes are high.
Yeah, it's good.
More time with the sequence did a little bit better, but.
So you used the sax there. It was both like that main kind of like droning bass in the background, but then also you took the parts where they were getting like the wobble out of it for those like lower tempo pitch. Okay.
Kind of like a percussion, but also like a melody. But that was really like. I made this beat like 3 different times, to be honest, 3 different ways, like different. This is how it started. That's how I first caught it. I don't know how the song's yet. And then I realized that wasn't working, so I said, let me try to get as close to something I can actually work with. So I had to go even another half time.
Yeah, I recognize that. And then there was the second part that you had too, which was the wobble, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, the second wobble is not like on time that much, in the sense of like. Yeah, I mean, so like I would have to sit down and basically turn this into an audio file and then chop it up and make sure the timing is on time, but I just didn't have enough time.
All right, cool.
I like the abstract. It sounds like a movie soundtrack beat. It sounds like more so than a beat that would be for an artist. I don't know, when you were approaching it, did you have an artist in mind?
No, I was just trying to figure out a way to make this sample song like real like big, and I wanted to kind of add those drums so it had like a different effect, the percussion drums, like the congos and all those type of stuff,
Yeah, I like the drums. I like the spacious feel of it. I would say it's the same critique I would give to you as the first beat. It's kind of, for someone like me, very melody driven, and I definitely get what you're saying in terms of it's hard to create a melody out of that sample, but I like what you did with it because it does have a vibe. I don't know like what kind of, if it would even be an artist song. Maybe it would be something I would look to place in like a movie or you know what I'm saying, like background or something. But overall, I like the approach. I think the concept was dope.
I'm gonna play my track. Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's get it.
So they use one of the samples too?
Yeah.
It's terrible. Start over.
It was hard to find the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Then I found Hold on, man. The beat just started, bro. What?
Giving us 2 minutes worth, eh?
What's up? You know what I mean?
So talk a little bit about your process.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So I guess you guys want to know what happened to the
You gotta
sample?
listen to the critique though, because we think it's fire, but solely though.
I've been asking for BST since last year. You don't want to
Nothing.
Critique first, or do I talk about the beat first?
Talk about the beat first. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I grabbed one of the samples and reversed it and pitched it up. I got this. I stretched it out to 98 BPM. Once I got this, I realized I wasn't gonna get a smooth melody because most of the sax samples, when you get them like this, you get a lot of the bass. I think some of you might have had issues trying to get the bass out. So since I realized I wasn't gonna be able to do that too well, I'd keep it like mid-high, and then I just sat for a few minutes finding chords. I thought once I found the chords, I found some chords. It was really dope. I said scratch that, so it's really just 2 notes that I go back and forth from. So just to kind of not overdo the melody that was already present. And then the drums, I wish I could have had more movement in them, but I like what I did.
I enjoyed the change.
Yeah, I enjoyed the change up too. I enjoyed being surprised by the other beat drop. My critique
Please.
would be that I feel like the drums and the vibe don't go together. The vibe of the music is dark and again cinematic, whereas the drums are a little bit more upbeat.
Like
still dope. And again, like I think that's where the beat maker and the producer would join forces, because I think that you would have to find the right artist, if it even would be an artist kind of situation.
To catch the vibe properly.
To bring out whatever their element is. Because I mean, there's certain producers or production, like when you listen to the instrumental, you're like, yo, there's really not much to it. It's the artist that adds the song to it that kind of brings everything together. So this could be one of those joints, but overall, excellent execution, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's go.
You got that hot ring around now.
All right.
All right, cool. That does it for our presentation component. So now really is the moment that we've all been waiting for. One, I want to find out who Solly thinks is the winner of this competition. Granted that Freddie is not eligible.
Ha ha ha! You already know.
2, Freddie said he had a prize in mind for this competition, and I don't know what it is yet, so they don't know what it is yet, so they'll be excited to find out what that is, but let's talk about that after we find out.
Yes. First things first, congratulations. I think that this is not an easy task to complete. I think, you know, people take it for granted. It's like, you know, you can make beats on anything, it's the software or whatever, but having an ear to kind of pull out a sound and chop it up and manipulate it and create something basically from nothing is you know, that's a feat in of itself, so you guys should be proud of that. The other thing I will say is, as an artist, remember that my opinion is my opinion. It's subjective. I could be completely wrong, and I have been, and you will all be.
Right.
So it really depends on what your vibe is, and my vibe is definitely more so with the reverse sample. Number 2, the second guy.
All right.
Congratulations.
Let's go. Let's
But
go.
I think that, you know, there's definitely elements of what everybody did that I think, you know, shows a lot of creativity and courageousness as producers, beat makers, because to me that's the hallmark. It's like, you know, there's how many beat makers that are out right now, and I say beat makers specifically, not producers, because there's beat makers and then there's producers, that their sound is easy to replicate because they're all using the same sound packs. Oh boy, I want to drop the new drum pack, let me do that. The producers, the soundscape artists are going to take that and manipulate it and make something new that other people are going to be chasing. You want people to chase your sound. I'm from the generation of like the Neptunes and, you know, Timbaland and guys who, when they came around, they shifted the culture. That's what I look for when I look to producers and beat makers and soundscapes. So I think you guys all have that ear to try to create something different, and it's definitely evident what you guys created today. So
That's it.
proud of you. All right.
All right, Camus, do you want to know what you want?
Yeah,
All right, brother.
I want to know.
It's a handshake.
So,
you just dapped me up.
you get 3 hours of studio time at the studio of your choosing. All right.
Wow.
All right.
There's more. Don't
And then tomorrow, you come and pick up your own personal sub pack, brother. All right.
Nah. Yo, I'm wearing this under everything.
All right, brother.
Bless up.
I hope you all have fun today. There's pizza waiting out there. Let's eat.
Yes,
Let's be
please.
merry.
Right now.